In this episode, we see General Shaw decides to order his troops to explore the sewer system of Derry. Now that he knows where one of the pillars are located, he has one of his men coerce Rose's nephew to assist them with navigating the sewers so they can remove one of the pillars. I don't know why he wants to do this, but he's playing with pure evil and is delusional if he thinks he can control Pennywise and use him as a weapon. Rose enters the interrogation room and instructs her nephew to cooperate with the soldiers and hands him the dagger we saw in the flashback last episode. She told him in their native language, "You know what you must do." The soldier guarding the door rudely interrupts and tells her, "English only." Rose's nephew grabs the dagger and she gives him a hug goodbye. Next, we catch up with our 1960s Losers Club at their usual meetup spot. As they're talking, they hear movement coming from the tent nearby. Startled, they all look towards the tent with fear in their eyes, and suddenly their friend Maddie emerges from the tent. Shocked, they run to him and begin to ask him, how did he escape, and is he okay? Maddie, with a look of trauma on his face, with his pale skin and soaked hair, explained to them that it feeds at night and sleeps during the day, so he took a chance when it was daytime and escaped the sewers. Lily takes Maddie's reappearance as a sign that other children could be alive and suggests they all go down to the sewers to find them. She pulls out her mother's nerve pills and instructs the rest of our Losers Club to take 2 of them so they can be calm while navigating the lair of Pennywise. I need Lily to stop drugging up other people's kids. The girl is the plug at this point. She's brave for wanting to go down into the sewers, but why did Maddie agree to lead them to the danger he escaped so easily after just escaping it? Something seems off about Maddie. Next, we see Leroy and his fellow soldiers enter the sewer system. The general gives them instructions to not believe anything they see, and if it attacks them, shoot it. Okay, General, I guess it's that simple. Once again, he truly doesn't understand what he's dealing with. As they navigate the dark underground maze, Dick jumps into the water and appears to be sinking to the bottom of an ocean. He swims his way up and emerges from his childhood tub. Pennywise, most likely feeling Dick's presence nearby, creates an illusion where he's reliving some abuse he experienced from his grandfather as a child. Oh, Pennywise, you're a cruel bastard. This illusion seems to unlock something in Dick's psyche. He wanted to remain suppressed. Is Pennywise leveling up Dick? Next, we catch up with Leroy and Captain Polly. While walking through the dark maze, he suddenly sees Charlotte running towards him. He catches on quick that it's an illusion and shoots. He slowly walks over and stares at Charlotte's faux corpse. The entity reveals its evil smile and submerges itself in the sewage water. Pennywise clearly figured out that one thing that Leroy does fear is losing his family. We catch up with our kids and they're navigating the tunnels, doped up and just casually following Maddie. He stops at a pole and tells them they're here. Marge points out they're clearly at a dead end, and suddenly the bodies of all these dead kids floated to the surface of the sewage water. As our kids scream in horror, Maddie is calmly staring down at them. Suddenly, the real Maddie's dead body appears. Our Losers Club, now realizing they've been tricked, stares up at the imposter Maddie in horror. He begins to swing around the pole while singing "Down with the Clown, down with the clown." As he twirls around the pole, he begins to morph into his standard Pennywise clown persona and taunts our Losers Club. We cut back to Leroy and Captain Polly. Armed and ready, they notice our group of kids running towards them. Leroy thinks it's another illusion and begins to aim in the kids' direction. They quickly put their hands up and Will yells, "Dad!" Polly tells Leroy, "Wait, I can see them too." He then quickly jumps in front of the children and Leroy accidentally shoots him. Leroy rushes to his aid and Polly basically tells him he's not going to make it and he should just leave him behind. This sucks because Polly was his right-hand man. General Shaw needs to be arrested for this whole operation. I'm certain this incident may cause some tension between Leroy and the superiors. Pennywise hones in on Lily and traps her at a dead end. As he begins to slowly walk towards her, he morphs his head back into her father and taunts her. As she screams, he exposes his sharp teeth as he gets ready to take a bite out of her. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks. Lily looks down and notices the glowing dagger Rose's nephew dropped earlier. Pennywise quickly begins to back away and disappears from Lily's sight. I guess it was meant for Rose's nephew to drop the dagger because it clearly saved Lily's life. We'll see how this dagger comes into play in future episodes. Lastly, we see Dick walking out of the sewer, clearly traumatized by his experience. As he enters the woods, he looks to his left and sees the spirit of Polly looking back at him. The episode fades to black. This was another good episode. Dick can now see dead people. I know this was probably a torturous experience for him, but if you ask me, Pennywise has leveled him up. This enhancement in his gifts is going to help him survive this feeding cycle of Pennywise. I feel bad for Leroy because I couldn't imagine he thought he would lose Polly during this assignment. He's definitely going to grow well about him being in the sewers, especially when he instructed him to stay away from them in the last episode. Our Losers Club survived by the skin of their teeth in this episode. I can't believe Pennywise tricked them into going into the sewers by posing as their friend Maddie. I thought this was a good demonstration of how powerful he is. Lily is probably going to hang on to that dagger for her dear life throughout the next episodes. The writing is pretty solid and cinematography is on par with the previous episodes. I rate this episode a solid B. If you like this review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.